So you're a live streamer and you've set up to accept donations on your streams, and even more so, you got your first donation and then all of a sudden, it's gone. You're like, what happened? Why am I getting emails from PayPal saying that the charges were reversed? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to deal with chargebacks and disputes from PayPal donations if you're a live streamer. Let's go. Hey, it's me, it's Wild, coming at you for my stream support playlist where I bring you the best tips and tricks. And if this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow and improve your stream, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and tick that bell so you know when my videos go live for you. So if you're a live streamer or a content creator and you have a section where people can donate you money, and whatever term you want to call it, donations, tips, sending of funds, they're all transactions, they're all treated the same. But you've probably at some point heard the horrors of chargebacks or disputes. And if you're not familiar with these, sometimes what will happen is people will send you money, or trolls will send you money, and after they send it, they'll actually log on to PayPal and do a dispute or do a chargeback saying that wasn't them, or is falsely sent, or any other reason that they'll come up with. And this can result in a few things for you, all of them negative to some extent. One will be they'll just cancel the transaction and the funds will be taken out of your account. Sometimes the funds will be taken out of your account days or weeks after it was first sent. So you may have already spent the money, which means your account can go into a negative, which means you'll be on the hook for the money that was spent. Or even worse, if you try to fight it and lose, you could be liable for payment processing fees back and forth. But we're not going to worry about that at this moment because that's another video. We're going to worry about how you actually deal with disputes and chargebacks as a streamer. Now, I've worked in the e-commerce world for 15 plus years and I use PayPal day in and day out, domestically and internationally. So I've had to deal with a few chargebacks and disputes at a time or two. And the reason I'm making this video now is because I actually got 2 chargebacks on my account as a Twitch streamer, and I want to show you how you deal with it so it doesn't affect you, or better yet, how you can be prepared for it if it does happen. But just a side note, there's all these horror stories about chargebacks online for like Twitch streamers, Mixer streamers, YouTube, Facebook gaming, all those things. But you know what? They're actually a very small piece of the pie and it really scares people. So I'm here to let you know chargebacks and disputes don't happen that often. And if they usually do, good news is you have this video, so I'm going to show you how you can be prepared for it. If you accept any type of donations or tips and they're going through the payment processor that is PayPal, if there's ever a chargeback or a dispute that will happen, they will always contact you, whichever email account you have associated to your PayPal. So make sure you always keep looking at that, and it behooves you to always log into your PayPal too at the end of your streams to see if there's anything that's notified in the top of the bill, because that'll call to attention if there's anything going on with a certain transaction. This is a good tip because if you accept international payments, you actually have to accept them because they go through a currency conversion, which you have to give manual approval to. So this is a good tip. So moving on. If you receive one of these PayPal messages or emails that's about a charge or a dispute, generally what will happen is PayPal will look into the matter within a certain amount of time. Generally, it's about a week to 2 weeks or anything like that. But what happens is 90% of the time, PayPal will always side with the buyer, or in our case, as a live streamer, they will always side with the sender. That's because it's a payment protection plan for when you sign up with PayPal. Just like a credit card, and if somebody stole your information, the credit card company will be the middleman man for you, just like PayPal will be. So this means it's very hard to fight PayPal disputes and chargebacks because they will always side with the buyer, because they can always use one key term that will always go with the buyer or the sender side. They can always use the word fraud. You see, fraud is one of those big words that signals off to a corporation. And the reason it's so important is because companies have fraud protection, which is what we all want because it helps protect you and I out there. So they do their best to help people that are on this fraud aspect. But unfortunately, it's a negative for us as content creators and streamers because that person can always just say, hey, it was a fraudulent transaction, or hey, that wasn't me, or hey, somebody logged into my account and sent the funds. It wasn't me, it was a fraud. Boom. You're never gonna get that money because they will always side with the sender. So the best thing that you can do is just log into your PayPal account, go to that transaction, and from that screen, when you click on the actual transaction ID, you can just refund that amount back to the sender, and then the PayPal dispute or chargeback will be closed. Now, if the person who sent the funds is very active and they contact PayPal first, PayPal may expedite the process, and actually they may close the case within just a day or two and take the funds back out of your account, which recently just happened to mine, but I didn't care because it was for a few bucks. Now, you're probably wanting to ask me, Wild, how do I fight and win these PayPal chargebacks and disputes? And there are ways. In fact, I can show you the correct lingo and ways to go about this, but it's very difficult. You see, as a streamer, you don't really provide a hardcore, tangible product. Just like a marketplace will. If you bought something, you get an invoice or receipt, and you also get a tracking number. So there's proof from party A to party B. So that way PayPal knows how to deal with the transaction accordingly, because there's proof. With Twitch, live streaming, content creations on YouTube's and everything like that, it's a digital product and there is no proof of purchase. There are certain ways that you can prove some things, but there are no such thing as final transactions or all donations are final. You send this knowing you're sending it in good faith. Those don't work. It's all digital, and those things aren't concrete that will prove to PayPal to side with you. So the best you can do is be prepared on how to deal with chargebacks and disputes. Like we said before, if you log into the account and you go to the transaction that's in question, you can simply just refund the money, which I always recommend doing. That money was within there within just a couple hours or a couple days. It's not going to change your life. So just give it back and move on and don't worry about it. I would also probably recommend blocking that person from your chat so this doesn't happen again, so that way you're good to keep moving forward. What you really need to be aware of is if you're gonna be a streamer or content creator and you're accepting donations and transactions of funds through PayPal have a statute of limitations. In fact, I think at the time of this video, they can only do a chargeback or dispute within 60 days. So what I recommend for you is don't touch any money that was sent within 60 days. As soon as it lapses over to 61, you can do whatever you want with that money. You can spend it, you can pull it out of PayPal, you can transfer it to another account, you can do whatever you want. But on day 59 or 60, they can still do a dispute, which is what a lot of trolls do, which is why you don't want to touch that money at all. Now, live streaming and content creation is a worldwide phenomenon, and depending on where you stream from or which market you stream to, you may be accepting donations from a wide variety of countries and currencies. And these fall a little bit different under an umbrella because there will be different processes that international donations go through because they go through currency exchange to you. But generally, if there's any kind of error or dispute or some kind of chargeback that's occurring with international payments, generally the best thing is to just cancel it, and that way the fund will drop off and go back into the account, so that way there's no negative about your account. Now, I know it sucks that you have to take these precautions, but it's worth it. Trust me. I've gone through about 4 to 5 chargebacks and disputes as being a Twitch streamer, but if you follow these rules about being prepared for it, not touching any of the money, it won't affect you. And I've had to give back big donations before. I've had to give back donations over $100, which really sucks because you feel special at that time, and trust me, you would love that money, but it's not worth it because you could face penalties or your PayPal account can be put into like a flag situation, which you don't want, which means PayPal may hold on to even future funds or current funds that you have into the account. And I don't want that for you, okay? Now, one tip that I highly recommend is if you use an alert service, a lot of alert services actually have a blacklist out there. So if you get a chargeback or you get a dispute, you can take the email chain that they use to send within their PayPal account and you can add it to this blacklist, which means they will no longer be able to send you funds, which means you won't incur any more red flags from PayPal or chargebacks or any disputes that will negatively affect your account. And I always like to do this just in case, because you never know who's going to try to fool you in the future. Bonus tip time. If you're one of the people out there that has looked into getting like fraud protection from one of these third-party services, don't do it because they really can't guarantee anything. Companies can try to go at bat for you and fight for you against chargebacks and disputes, but like I said, that word fraud trumps all. So it's not worth wasting your money on a platform like that. Boom! Double bonus time coming at you. If you're the type of person that's worried about adding donations to their Twitch channel or Mixer stream or YouTube content creations, don't let this video scare you. Please don't let it. Chargebacks are very rare and you only hear about them because the squeaky wheel gets the grease. But if you are worried about it, this is why it's really important trying to reach things like Twitch partner or affiliation, because it's really hard to dispute or charge back a subscriber, or very hard to dispute or charge back when they buy bits, because like the reasons we stated forward, there's going to be an actual transaction and there's going to be receipt of a proof of purchase. They're actually receiving a good, which is why having subscribers and getting bits is so important to a streamer like me, because I know that can actually be money in the bank that I can calculate out, whereas donations may come and go. Now, if you need help on how to easily set up PayPal donations for your live streams, don't worry, I got you covered. Take a look in the top right corner there and you can check out that video at the end of this video. It'll show you how to get you up and running to accept donations today. If you'd like to continue your education, to continue to grow, make sure you visit InsideCreator.com, where you can see our newest blog post up there from Nico on how to use a Stream Deck hack for your Android. It's a good read. I'll put links in the show notes below. If you guys like this type of video and you want me to do more videos on how to protect yourself as a content creator or streamer, you know what to do. Leave me a comment below and I will see what I can do to make a video about that for you. If you'd like to help and support me, don't forget to like, thumb up, and share with all your friends, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And if you like what you see here, you're definitely gonna like what you see on over at twitch.tv/wildforgames, where you can even help support me by hitting that almighty subscribe button. I will see you all in the next stream support video coming up real soon. Take care, all. Peace!